Hey guys, welcome back to Channel Name Pending. I'm Manny, and today we are reacting to Percy Jackson and the Olympians, Episode 4, A God Buys Us Cheeseburgers. Just a quick reminder that I have read the books. I will be discussing them during my reactions, so if you haven't read the books, be prepared to be spoiled for potential future events. When last we left our heroes, Percy lost a fight. Kinda. After a showdown with Echidna, Poseidon saves Percy and he ends up at the bottom of a river, but he discovers that he has the ability to breathe underwater. I'm also curious to see if he will have the ability to remain dry underwater as well, as that's another power that he has in the books. When he comes out of the river, he's completely dry. We're coming up on one of my favorite parts of the book, our first introduction to Ares, the god of war. It's Percy's second official interaction with a god, and if this episode sticks anywhere near the books, he will be 0 for 2 for first impressions. I'm really excited to get into it, so without further ado, let's go. I'm glad the show cleared up how he actually fell into the...
So we should probably get out of here, don't you think? Dude, they're looking right at us. What?
Interesting how Annabeth sees the fates instead of Percy.
Let's go find Percy. Annabeth, he's alive.
Book readers will know whose fate just got cut. I'm glad the show cleared up how Percy actually fell into the river, since the arch is not above the water, but next to it. Poseidon kind of just snatches him out of the air. He's soaking wet.
Hi. Look, I'm sorry about shoving you in the stairwell. I knew you'd never agree, and there wasn't enough...
She's gonna hug him. Aww. That's so cute.
You're not as dead as we thought you'd be. Surprise.
But Grover would hug Percy too.
What happened?
Short version?
The police think that we crashed an Amtrak train and then did that.
The cops are after us?
Yeah.
Isn't that gonna make it hard for us to get on a train?
If there's one thing that's always constant in the Percy Jackson series, it's that Percy is wanted by
I think this quest
the
will be harder than
authorities.
I thought. Or why? Or how deep this goes. I'm the last person to realize this, aren't I?
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe when we started, my head wasn't fully in this, but he saved me. My dad.
That's not a car, it's a bike.
I love how Poseidon saves Percy right after Athena basically condemns Annabeth
I'm saying
to a potential
we're not
death.
just trying to retrieve a thing. I think we might need to be detectives here too.
Poseidon over Athena any day.
Yeah.
Why are you... I get it. It doesn't have to be a thing, you know? They hug me.
Oh boy.
I mean, we're like friends now. Seems like a thing friends do. At least they think they do.
I saw the fates.
Oh yeah.
Back at the arch, I saw the 3 fates and I saw Atropos cut a piece of thread.
We're all gonna die, eventually.
Soon. It's a warning.
That's such a Percy thing to say.
An omen.
3 old ladies with a ball of yarn can't know what's gonna happen. What I choose to do changes what's gonna happen. And I can choose to do anything I want.
Need some help?
Nope. No, we're good.
Hello, Ares.
Appreciate you asking though, so long. We don't want anything from you.
You sure? Because you guys are so behind schedule.
I love how they were just popping over the
As
divider.
much as I'd love to see a good war pop off,
That's my cousin? What kind of family is this?
Come on.
A really screwed up one. Was Grover just giving up on the fake feet?
for starters. Percy was always troubled, but I never thought he was capable of something like this.
Who's that? My stepdad. What's he doing?
Wait for it. We really love that car. So much.
I love how Ares is depicted as a biker.
Doesn't matter whether the bolt's retrieved or not. So do we have a deal, or am I killing all three of you so I can eat in peace?
Okay.
Great. One catch. I really do need that shield back.
He's so over the top, Ares.
Okay, look, don't engage with them.
We're about to take a trip through the tunnel of love. In the books, Percy is always angry whenever he's in Ares' presence. It's kind of a side effect of
Okay, what just
Ares'
happened?
power.
Hold still. Give me a second. It's in the mechanism there.
They don't really seem to be doing that in the
Celestial
episode, but
bonds. Oh,
Fascinating. Annabeth, what is happening right now?
that's cool.
Annabeth?
Just relax. I'm on it.
Annabeth to me, I don't know about you guys, but Annabeth to me is feeling more and more like Annabeth with every episode.
Push through it.
The more she opens up, the more she warms up to Percy.
Yep.
Not that she wasn't good at the start, but like, she started off as like cold and closed off. And she's opening up more and more. It's really nice to see her hug Percy at the start.
The machine isn't designed to hurt us. It's meant to scare us.
If there's one thing that truly scares Annabeth.
Professors wanted to know anytime one of us came poking around this playground.
Protester.
Oh, I wasn't one of the protesters. I'm a fan.
Is Grover trying to kiss up to Ares?
Satyrs worship flowers. Satyrs sing songs about their feelings.
Nature is brutal. Red in tooth and claw.
Why haven't they touched any of their food?
Maybe unpleasant, but that doesn't make it untrue. Your deep cuts.
I love that we're seeing this because this is more Grover than we got in the books.
I like your mellower stuff. There's something cool about...
And I don't know how genuine he's being right now, but it is smart to get on Ares' good side.
No one talks about those anymore.
Or at least not to be on his bad side.
Oh, you're kidding. He met her here? In her husband's park? That's so wrong.
They got caught, and he... Don't you even try to tell me not to be weird about this.
I didn't say anything.
I can feel you thinking it.
That's hilarious because I think it was in the books, Annabeth was the one who was being weird about it. It's interesting, I always imagined this scene at daytime. So to have it look like a horror movie is interesting. I'm probably gonna have to mute this scene for copyright. Fascinating. I love the recurring theme of family throughout this episode. And I like that Show Percy isn't completely clueless about Greek mythology. In the books, he's always having to have others explain things to him. So with the explanation... Holy shit. With the explanation that his mom told him Greek stories as a kid. It's a welcome change for me. I love the set. Whoa.
There it is. Ares' shield.
Come on, Percy, this is your element. Whoa. That was so cool. It's so cool whenever Percy uses hydrokinesis. Or any of his water powers.
Did you just pull me out of there with that water power stuff?
I still want to see him, like, be able to remain dry underwater. I feel like that would be hard to do visually, though. I don't remember how they've found the shield exactly, but I don't think it was like this.
Connected somehow.
Thank you. I can't be the only one who sees it, right?
No, not at all.
It certainly feels that way sometimes. We see what
Who knew Grover was so good at manipulation?
doesn't fit the story they like to tell themselves.
Exactly. Like you being the one to find the lightning thief and not her.
Roll credits.
Two things he did. Which is kind of all that matters, right?
Shut up.
Whoever goes in isn't coming out. This seems pretty clear.
I know, that's why I said wait.
This isn't the arch seaweed brain. You're not pushing me into the stairwell.
Yes, I am.
I'm not gonna let you this time. It doesn't work that way.
It's why you're here.
That's all I've ever wanted.
Excuse me?
When I was choosing my team, I told Chiron I needed someone who wouldn't hesitate to sacrifice me if the quest required.
I think that's the first time she's called him Seaweed Brain in the show.
He agreed. And you know it.
This might be some of their best performances yet.
Believe me, I wish
This whole
I could
episode.
avoid this quest
But
succeed.
especially this interaction.
I just don't see it.
Percy's fatal flaw has always been loyalty. So this scene is kind of exemplifying that. And brave to a fault. I'm not over how she called him Seaweed Brain. It's crazy how they freak out about the fates thing in this
I need you to promise me something.
book and season, but it doesn't come to fruition until like book 5. Because it's actually for Luke, not for any of them.
I was gonna say when this quest is done, can you maybe swing back here and try to get me out of this thing?
You think you had to ask?
Just making sure.
How is this gonna go? It's changes like these that make things exciting for readers who've already read the books, because this is
Warm.
very different from how they got the shield in the book. So, like, I have no idea how this is gonna go.
This is a bad idea. Stand up.
I can't.
I think it's a bit late for that.
Percy, stand up. I mean it.
It's okay. I'm okay.
That's a cool effect. Imagine surviving Medusa just to get petrified anyway. And that sucks for Annabeth to have to watch that. If I know Annabeth, she can probably figure out a way past this with that brain of hers. No way.
So off you go.
Is that him?
I'm not leaving without my friend.
Interesting design choice. For the character.
Here without my friend.
She will be proud, and you will be forgiven.
He looks nothing like Book of Hastus. He looks more like a
Always will be,
mad tinker.
as it should be.
It isn't how it should be.
I'm not opposed to
It
it.
isn't. He isn't that way. He's better than that. Maybe I was that way once. But I don't want to be that way anymore.
She may have just changed the god's mind. Annabeth is so impressive. This whole thing
Being that way either.
was done so much differently than the books, and
You're a
yet
good kid,
I might
Annabeth.
prefer it. I'll admit I do miss a scene of Annabeth losing her mind at the mechanical spiders, though. But there's still room for that later in the series. You're at a diner and you see a 12-year-old kid just walk in with with a shield that's like half her size. What do you do?
We're not gonna fail. I'm getting pretty tired of you saying it.
Percy,
You think you know who I am, but you don't.
There's
You
Book
aren't
Percy.
careful, you're gonna find out.
Book Percy gives no shits who Ares is. He will stand up to him
you
at
think
any
we could
point
get
he
some
gets.
paper towels? He was holding something back. How do you know? Because I think I got it out of him. I know who stole the Master Bowl.
Don't you dare. These episodes feel so short. Alright, that was Percy Jackson and the Olympians, episode 4, A God Buys His Cheeseburgers. That was a great episode for Percabeth fans. We got their first hug, which was a cool switch up from the books where I'm pretty sure Grover was the first one to hug him when they reunite after the echidna fight. And not only that, but everything at the amusement park, from their banter to the dilemma with the golden chair, was peak Percabeth bonding. Before I get to that though, a bit on Ares. The god of war in the show is strangely more likable than he is in the books. You can tell that the actor is having a lot of fun in the role. That being said, he still has this dangerous energy to him that book Ares has. He's prideful. You can sense his violent nature brimming under the surface, and most importantly, he's an asshole. What's missing, if anything, is the aura of godly power that gods in the books always have. It was kind of the same with show Dionysus. When Percy looks into Dionysus' eyes, he can see images of wine and people going mad. When he looks into Ares' eyes, he can see war and death and bloodshed. Even just being in Ares' presence makes Percy want to pick a fight. Interestingly enough, it was Annabeth who seemed to be pushing Ares' buttons in this episode. Although we do get a bit of Percy standing up to Ares at the end, which I liked. Another thing with Ares is that he's not nearly as smart as he wants to think he is. His whole thing is that he's all strength and no brains. And we see that in this episode with Grover taking the opportunity to try to get some information out of him. And since Ares isn't that smart, all you need to do is make him like you, and he might just tell you what you need to know. Grover certainly seems to think that he got it out of him, but the thing with that is that there's no way he's found out who the lightning thief is this early. Spoiler alert, but the one who actually stole the lightning bolt was Luke. If I had to guess, I think Grover will say that Clarice stole it. Ares getting one of his kids to steal Zeus's weapon to start a war would be just the kind of thing that he would do. It's a good addition of a red herring to throw the audience off the trail. Not only that, but if you haven't read the books and you're watching this for the first time, you're looking out for a traitor within Percy's group. Grover being so willing to stay back with Ares and manipulating him in the way he did is just suspicious enough to plant the seed in the audience's mind of maybe Grover is a traitor. There was also this recurring theme of family throughout the episode, particularly how twisted and messed up the divine family of the gods actually is. Everyone's always lying and fighting and betraying each other in the name of power and glory. Hera throwing Hephaestus from the heavens all in the name of her perfect family. And in a scene beautifully delivered by Walker and Leah, we see Percy and Annabeth, just by choosing to stick by each other and not abandon each other, rise above the mistakes of their parents and embody what true family actually is. We didn't get to see the murderous spider bots, but we did see Annabeth appealing to the one god who might actually see her point of view. This episode may have been different from the books, like the other episodes have been, but like adaptations are supposed to do, it's telling the same story and exploring the same themes from the book, just in a different way. If you like this video, please subscribe to the channel, drop a like, let me know what you thought of the episode in the comments, and I will see you in the next.